In the bustling city of Paris, Marinette Despaincing juggles her usual life, balancing school, friendships, and the ever-present responsibility of being Ladybug, the guardian superhero with her partner, Cat Noir. As the story unfolds in Season 6 of Miraculous Ladybug, new tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, new challenges are thrown at them when the villain Hawk Moth conjures his next terrifying creation. His latest victim, Lila Rossi, a chameleon-like character known for her talent at manipulation and deception. Her skill to adapt and change stories to suit her needs has always been troublesome. Hawk Moth, sensing her emotional turmoil and inner ambitions, akumatizes Lila into the new villain known as Chameleona. This new form allows Lila to blend in and disguise herself more convincingly than ever. Lila, transformed into Chameleona, is driven by a desire for acceptance and recognition, feelings that power Hawk Moth's influence over her. She uses her enhanced capabilities to impersonate significant figures within the city, creating havoc and distrust in their wake while secretly laying traps for Ladybug and Cat Noir. Meanwhile, Marinette senses something amiss as her social circle's trust begins to fracture. Adrien Agresti, her classmate and the true identity of Cat Noir, finds himself doubting friendships as rumors and deceit take hold. Marinette, as Ladybug, must uncover the truth behind the growing chaos. The tension escalates when Marinette's closest advisor, her Kwame friend Tiki, provides her with a revelation. Chameleona's deception is aimed directly at breaking the bond between the superhero duo. Armed with determination, Ladybug orchestrates a plan that sets a clever trap for Chameleona. Using her knowledge of Lila's behavioral patterns, Ladybug, with teamwork and unwavering trust in Cat Noir, they outsmart Chameleona's disguise game, saving Paris and redeeming Lila in the process. The akuma is purged, returning Lila to her normal self, though she is left to ponder her actions and their repercussions. Hawk Moth's plan is foiled once again, but the scars of doubt linger, reminding Marinette and Adrien of the power of truth and friendship. As the sun sets over Paris, Ladybug and Cat Noir reaffirm their partnership, knowing that together they can overcome any deception. In the heart of Paris, where the city lights twinkle against the evening sky, a new chapter unfurls for our beloved heroes, Ladybug and Cat Noir. Both are unaware of the mysterious challenges awaiting them in the shadows of their city's cobblestone streets. As dawn breaks on a new adventure, clouds gather over the city, hinting at the storm to come. Ladybug, whose real name is Marinette Despaincing, is now more determined than ever. Her presence is a beacon of hope to those who walk the city's streets. Behind her iconic red and black-spotted mask, she continues to balance her life as a superhero with that of an ordinary high school student. Her days are filled with the usual concerns, homework, friendships, and the occasional heart-fluttering moment as she steals glimpses of her crush, Adrien Agresti. Adrien, unbeknownst to Marinette, is none other than Cat Noir, Ladybug's enigmatic partner. His playful demeanor hides the complexity of his feelings, especially around Marinette, whom he sees as a dear friend, oblivious to her secret identity. Together, they form an unparalleled duo, bound by their shared mission to protect Paris and by a deep, unseen connection. Their powers, the Miraculous, hold immense magic, granting them abilities that play crucial roles in their quests. However, new foes threaten their city. The subtle rustling of leaves and peculiar changes in the city's heartbeat suggest that an old menace, fueled by revenge and jealousy, seeks to reclaim power. As Ladybug and Cat Noir confront these evolving challenges, they will discover the hidden truths behind their Miraculous and the historic ties of their powers. The storyline unfolds with moments of introspection, revelations about their allies' true allegiances, and the discovery of ancient prophecies that foretell their fate. Personal struggles entwine with epic battles, Both heroes will face unexpected trials, test their limits, and ultimately redefine what it means to be a hero in the modern age. As the new tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir begin, spectators watch eagerly, knowing each episode promises courage, camaraderie, and a touch of mystery. It's a new era for our heroes, one where their legends will rise in the annals of Parisian lore, unyielding against the tide of darkness that dares to challenge them. In a world where heroes were abundant, two stood out with their charismatic charm and relentless dedication to defending Paris: Ladybug and Cat Noir. Their latest mission took them beyond the city's ancient walls and into the lush countryside. A tip-off had come in from a trusted source that Hawk Moth, their elusive nemesis, was planning a new scheme to capture their Miraculous. The meadow where the confrontation was said to take place was a riot of colors, with wildflowers swaying gently in the breeze. Ladybug, with her confident stride and brilliant blue eyes, motioned to Cat Noir to keep low as they approached the area. Cat Noir, mischievous and ever agile, flashed a wink and sprang off with feline grace, his remarkable reflexes making him seem as though he was made for this terrain. As they neared the heart of the meadow, an energy spike was felt in the air. Hawk Moth emerged, an insidious figure surrounded by a haze of ominous, purple energy. My dear Ladybug and Cat Noir," he crooned, his voice slippery with malice. "You are right on time for your defeat." Ladybug exchanged a glance with Cat Noir, a silent understanding passing between them. The heroes knew that Hawk Moth was notorious for his grandiose plans, each more elaborate than the last. But they had prepared for this encounter. "Don't count on it, Hawk Moth," Ladybug declared, her yo-yo unfurling with a confident snap. She charged at him, agile and fearless, while Cat Noir, ever the trickster, darted through the flowers, creating distractions with his baton. The meadow became a blur of motion as they dodged Hawk Moth's dangerous akumas sent their way. Yet Hawk Moth had a trick up his sleeve. With a commanding gesture, he encased Ladybug and Cat Noir in an illusionary maze. The heroes were momentarily separated, their path distorted by towering walls of flowers and shadows. "You can't win," Hawk Moth's voice echoed, taunting from all directions. But he underestimated their bond. Recalling vital lessons from their past battles, they began communicating through subtle signals. Cat Noir used his heightened senses to locate Ladybug, and together, they deciphered the maze by recognizing familiar signs that only they could see. Finally, with a burst of clarity, the maze illusion shattered. Together, they confronted Hawk Moth with a renewed vigor. Ladybug's skillful planning and Cat Noir's quick thinking combined into an unstoppable force. In the end, it wasn't just their powers, but their unwavering partnership that doomed Hawk Moth's plan to failure. As dusk settled over the tranquil meadow, Ladybug and Cat Noir stood victorious, a testament to the strength of unity against darkness. In the bustling city of Paris, a strange portal appeared out of nowhere, shimmering with an enigmatic aura. Marinette de Painchen, known to some as Ladybug, noticed the disturbance in the midst of her daily rush as a high school student. Her Miraculous, a set of magical jewels that turned her into the superhero Ladybug, began to glow softly, signaling that something extraordinary was about to unfold. Adrien Agresti, her classmate and secret superhero partner, Cat Noir, experienced the same phenomenon with his own Miraculous. Drawn by an inexplicable force, Marinette and Adrien found themselves standing side by side in front of the swirling portal, their hearts pounding with a mix of anxiety and excitement. Together, they ventured into the unknown, transforming instantly into Ladybug and Cat Noir as they crossed the threshold. Little did they know, the world that awaited them on the other side would be unlike anything they had ever experienced. The sky was a tapestry of vibrant colors, with peculiar birds in hues of blue and green fluttering through the air. The architecture was an eclectic blend of familiar Parisian style, mixed with elements seen only in dreams, where trees threaded through buildings and flowers bloomed with a luminescent glow. It wasn't long before they encountered the first inhabitants of this strange, new world. Creatures adorned with intricate patterns, resembling both animals and machines, communicated not through words, but through harmonious sounds and gestures. Bewildered yet captivated, Ladybug and Cat Noir realized that communication differed drastically in this realm. Their usual foes from their own world seemed absent, yet an underlying tension suggested that a new form of villainy lurked beneath the enchanting surface. A mysterious, shadowy figure watched them from afar, its intentions as unclear as the world itself. Determined to navigate their way through this new dimension, Ladybug and Cat Noir resolved to unite their powers, adapt to this world's peculiarities, and uncover the mystery framing their new surroundings. Their adventure was a journey of transformation, not just of worlds, but of themselves, as they learned to see through eyes unaccustomed to such wonders. For in this new world, only by understanding the unfamiliar could they hope to protect the innocent and restore balance.
Once upon a time, in the vibrant city of Paris, there were two extraordinary heroes known as Ladybug and Cat Noir. They were not your average superheroes. Their powers came from magical artifacts called the Miraculous. Ladybug, with her red and black spotted suit, and Cat Noir, with his sleek black outfit and feline charm, protected the city from evil forces led by the sinister Hawk Moth. One morning, the sky was painted with hues of orange and purple, signaling an important day for the city. Unbeknownst to the citizens going about their daily routines, Hawk Moth was hatching a new plan. This time, he aimed not just to gather negative emotions, but to steal the Miraculous themselves. Meanwhile, under the Eiffel Tower, Ladybug and Cat Noir met up to discuss their patrol. "I sense something unusual, Ladybug," Cat Noir remarked, his green eyes peering into hers with concern. "Hawk Moth has been quiet for too long." Ladybug nodded, twirling her yo-yo absent-mindedly. "I agree, Cat Noir. We need to be ready for anything. I also thought about what we'd do if Hawk Moth ever tries to take our Miraculous." As they strategized, a strange noise interrupted their thoughts, a low rumbling that seemed to come from beneath the streets. Suddenly, the ground began to tremble. Ladybug and Cat Noir exchanged worried glances, their minds racing about what was happening. Without warning, a swarm of dark, shadow-like creatures emerged from the shadows, each carrying an energy that pulsed with sinister intent. "Akumas," Ladybug gasped. But these were different, stronger than before. With determination, Ladybug shouted, "Lucky charm," and tossed her yo-yo into the air. It spun in a glittering arc, revealing a gleaming silver whistle. Ladybug studied it, then realized it was not the time for music, but for leadership. "Cat Noir, we need to rally the people of Paris. We need everyone to stand together." Cat Noir nodded, his mind sharp and quick. "On it," he replied, somersaulting gracefully into the nearest crowd. Whistling through his fingers, he called out to the Parisians, "Citizens of Paris, our beloved city needs you. Stand with us against the darkness." His voice echoed through the streets, and slowly, people began gathering around the two heroes. As the crowd grew, a sense of unity filled the air. Ladybug blew the magical whistle, and a shimmering light enveloped everyone present, transforming them into brave warriors in their own right. No longer were they powerless citizens, now they were part of a grand revolution. Hawk Moth, lurking in his secret lair, watched in shocked dismay as the city stood united and stronger against his forces. "This wasn't the plan," he muttered angrily. Ladybug and her new army stood firm, their courage the undeniable superpower born from their heart. "Today, we will show you that love and friendship are more powerful than any sinister magic," she proclaimed, her voice filled with unwavering belief. In a grand battle across the cobblestone streets and under the glowing aura of the Eiffel Tower, the citizens of Paris and the dynamic duo fought bravely against Hawk Moth's enhanced akumas. On a bright and bustling morning in the heart of Paris, something extraordinary was happening. It was Heroes' Day, a special day when the citizens of Paris celebrated their wonderful heroes, Ladybug and Cat Noir, who kept the city safe from villains and mayhem. The streets were filled with colorful banners, cheerful music, and bustling stalls. Everyone seemed to be dressed in their best costumes, resembling the heroes that inspired them all. In fact, the children were especially excited. They ran around wearing their own Ladybug and Cat Noir masks and capes, imitating their favorite superheroes. However, today wasn't just about celebration. It was about something magical that was about to unfold. Marinette de Pinchon, our spirited protagonist, was a friendly and talented young girl, who many would recognize as Ladybug. She had an infectious enthusiasm and a knack for solving problems. Adrienne Agresti, her charming and thoughtful friend, was none other than Cat Noir. Behind their masks, they were determined to keep Paris safe, while their identities remained a secret. But this Heroes' Day was going to test their bravery and teamwork more than ever before. Suddenly, from the depths of a dark alley, a peculiar figure emerged. It was Hawk Moth, keen on taking advantage of the celebration to wreak havoc in Paris. Using his powers, he sent forth a group of akumatized villains, transforming the joyous occasion into a scene of chaos. Marinette quickly transformed into Ladybug, her superhero instincts kicking in, while Adrienne morphed into Cat Noir with a swift flourish to his black suit and mask. Now that there were many people dressed like the heroes, the real Ladybug and Cat Noir had the element of surprise on their side. Together, they dashed across the rooftops, soaring above the city to locate the source of the trouble. Ladybug's yo-yo served as both an incredible tool and weapon, while Cat Noir's staff extended and twisted as fluently as he required. Around the Eiffel Tower, the akumatized villains were spreading fear, but the citizens remembered the courage of their heroes. Inspired by Ladybug and Cat Noir's swift actions, they teamed up to protect one another, creating a human barrier while keeping the younger citizens safe. An old man, sensing the tension, started singing a song of hope and heroes. One by one, others joined in, and soon, the melodies of courage began filling the square. Ladybug and Cat Noir inched closer to Hawk Moth's accomplices. Ladybug spun her yo-yo with a graceful precision, disarming the first of the villains, while Cat Noir leaped and somersaulted to distract and diminish the threat. Every strike and counter-move were perfectly orchestrated, proving the depth of their understanding and trust in one another. As Ladybug cornered Hawk Moth's main accomplice, she whispered, "For Paris, we will always be there." With a swift devise of her miraculous Ladybug charm, she cast away the evil influence, returning the akuma to a harmless white butterfly. With their mission accomplished, Ladybug and Cat Noir stood atop the Eiffel Tower and waved to the cheering crowd below. The people of Paris resumed their celebration with renewed energy and heartfelt appreciation for their beloved heroes. Marinette and Adrienne, blending seamlessly into the crowd, joined their friends and family. The children, seeing their idols leap with valor, embraced the spirit of Heroes' Day wholeheartedly. The city was once again safe, and as the sun set over the City of Lights, Paris exploded with celebratory fireworks, an array of radiance coloring the twilight sky. Marinette and Adrienne exchanged a knowing, humbled smile. For them, it was a day like no other, a day where heroes and citizens stood side by side, united in loyalty, bravery, and hope. Once upon a time in the bustling city of Paris, where tall buildings sparkled and the Eiffel Tower stood proud, lived two young heroes known throughout the city, Ladybug and Cat Noir. These fearless champions kept the city safe from villains with their magical powers and unwavering bravery. By day, Ladybug was an ordinary girl named Marinette, full of dreams and aspirations, while Cat Noir was a charming boy named Adrienne, seeking adventure. But all that changed when they donned their masks to protect their beloved Paris, as part of their secret identities. One sunny afternoon, as Paris buzzed with life, a whisper spread through the city like wildfire. A new kind of magic had appeared, magic so intriguing that it fascinated even the most skeptical souls. The tale of the Guardian of Dragons had come to life. Rumor had it that within the hidden parts of Paris, ancient dragon eggs had been discovered. These were no ordinary dragons, but mythical creatures said to hold the secrets of ancient wisdom and power. Intrigued by the legend, Ladybug and Cat Noir felt an irresistibly strong pull to investigate. They were determined to find these dragon eggs and make sure that they wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. After all, in the hands of a villain, such power could lead to chaos and destruction. One mysterious night, beneath the luminous glow of the full moon, Ladybug and Cat Noir began their quest. They crept through secret alleys and ancient tunnels, unraveling cryptic clues that led them closer to the hidden realm of the dragons. With each step, they felt the ancient magic brushing against their skin, fueling their courage and wonder. After an intriguing journey filled with riddles and puzzles, they finally reached their destination, a majestic, hidden grotto covered in precious gems that sparkled like the stars above. In the center of the grotto lay the dragon eggs, nestled safely and surrounded by an aura of magic and mystery. But as they stood there taking in the magical sight, the silence was broken by a deep, ominous voice. It was the Guardian of Dragons, an enigmatic figure cloaked in shadows. "I have watched over these eggs for centuries," he declared, his voice echoing like the roar of a mighty dragon. "State your intentions, heroes, for only those pure of heart shall guard these precious creatures." Though Ladybug and Cat Noir were momentarily startled, they stood tall and true. "We wish only to protect them," Ladybug said, her voice full of earnest determination. "We want to ensure they remain safe from harm and continue to be a symbol of hope and wisdom." The Guardian, seeing the honesty in their eyes and sensing their bravery, allowed them to be the new guardians. He taught them the secrets of their power, how to communicate with the dragons, and how these creatures could continue to bring peace and balance to the world. With hearts full of wonder, Ladybug and Cat Noir returned to the city above, carrying with them the responsibility of guardianship. They knew that together, with their new dragon allies, they could protect Paris from any threat that may arise. And thus, the tale of Ladybug and Cat Noir grew even richer, as they were now not only protectors of Paris, but also the guardians of dragons, keepers of ancient wisdom. And so, the city slept peacefully under their watchful eyes, while somewhere deep in the hidden grotto, the dragon eggs awaited the dawn of a new era, guarded by Paris's beloved heroes. Once upon a time in the heart of Paris, Ladybug and Cat Noir, the bravest heroes of the city, were confronting yet another mysterious villain. However, today's foe was different. This time, it was an akumatized villain by the name of the Purple Tigress, possessing the power to control illusions and shadow like tigers. The Purple Tigress, known in her civilian life as Alex, had been having a tough week. Her best friends forgot her birthday, and she did not get chosen for the school track team, her two biggest disappointments. She felt overlooked and unnoticed, making her a perfect target for the villainous Hawk Moth's dark akuma. Transformed, Alex became the Purple Tigress, her compassion swapped for cunning, and her playful nature turned fierce. Her disguise was a sleek, shimmering suit with purple and black stripes, whiskers painted elegantly on her cheeks, and eyes that glowed like vibrant amethysts under her dark mane of hair. Ladybug and Cat Noir knew they needed to help the Purple Tigress see through the shadows cast upon her heart by Hawk Moth's influence. As the city streets buzzed with panic, the duo dashed forward in pursuit of their new rival. Purple illusionary tigers roamed the boulevards, leaping from building to building, causing mischief and mayhem. "Look at those tigers, Cat Noir. They're just illusions," Ladybug called out, dodging an ethereal paw swiping through the air. Cat Noir, with his usual cocky grin, replied, "Time for a perfect plan." They knew a simple confrontation might escalate matters, so they opted for a more subtle clash of wits. Ladybug crafted a brilliant plan using her lucky charm, which summoned a rose, a symbol of friendship and hope. A rose? How could that help? Cat Noir asked doubtfully. Ladybug smiled wisely. What better way to remind the purple tigress of friendship? If we show her she's not forgotten, maybe we can reach the girl inside the stripes. As they approached the heart of the city where the purple tigress stood surrounded by her shadowy guardians, Ladybug leapt forward, offering the rose. "We remember you, Alex. You are not alone," she declared, wiring the words with compassion. The shadows faltered for a moment, flickering like candles in a draft. Purple Tigress paused, a struggle between her villainous exterior and gentle past self etched in her eyes. It was then Cat Noir added his voice. "We see you, every day, a friend standing strong, fast as the wind." With those affirmations, the darkness crumbled, breaking the illusion of isolation orchestrated by Hawk Moth. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Paris, magical protectors Ladybug and Cat Noir found themselves facing a new challenge posed by the sinister villain, Hawk Moth. Hawk Moth had unleashed a swarm of akumas, dark little butterflies that could turn ordinary citizens into supervillains under his control. One sunny afternoon, as Ladybug, also known as Marinette de Painchung, was sketching designs in her cozy room, her kwami, the tiny magical creature Tiki, alerted her of the akuma alert on TV. Meanwhile, across the city, her brave counterpart, Adrian Agresti, heard his kwami, the mischievous plague, complaining about Hawk Moth dominating their cheese and lazy time with constant akuma alerts. The stakes were high, as many of their friends and colleagues, including Alia, Nino, and even the teacher Miss Bustier, had fallen victim to the fluttering akumas. Paris was in chaos, and they needed to act fast. Knowing they couldn't beat Hawk Moth alone, Ladybug and Cat Noir devised a master plan. They decided to use their miraculous tools, the yo-yo and baton, in a new coordinated way. "We'll need to be tricky just like a cat and precise like a ladybug," Ladybug said, determination in her eyes. Their plan began with them identifying the locations where Hawk Moth had the most influence. The dynamic duo swiftly bounced around the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre, and other iconic places, collecting clues about the supervillains plaguing the city. With Ladybug's keen sense of problem-solving, she figured out the akumas were often sent to people during moments of extreme emotions. Meanwhile, Cat Noir found that timing was crucial in stopping the akumas. They always seemed to act right before sunset when shadows were long. Understanding this, they embarked on spreading delight and nostalgia around the city. They organized a citywide flash mob, where Ladybug, Cat Noir, and even a holographic chat planned by Max, filled the streets with vibrant dance and music. As their spectacle caught the city's spirit, hope and happiness abounded, making it tougher for the akumas to fuse with their targets. At the peak of the event, Ladybug threw her lucky charm skyward, invoking a magical light that transformed the akumas back into harmless butterflies. In the final act, Cat Noir cleverly used his baton to encrypt a secret message disguised as street art, throwing off Hawk Moth's focus and leading him away from overshadowed targets.
Ladybug und Cat Noir beschlossen, eine wohlverdiente Pause von ihren Abenteuern in Paris zu nehmen und die Vereinigten Staaten zu besuchen. Nach ihrer Ankunft in New York City staunten sie über die imposanten Wolkenkratzer und die pulsierende Energie der Stadt. Doch lange konnten sie sich nicht entspannen, denn schon bald hörten sie von einem drohenden Unheil. Ein Bösewicht namens The Conductor, bekannt für seine Fähigkeit, elektronische Geräte zu kontrollieren, plante, die gesamte Stadt mit einem Virus lahmzulegen. Das Virus sollte die Kontrolle über die Stromnetze übernehmen. Die beiden Helden wussten, dass sie handeln mussten. Mit Hilfe ihres amerikanischen Verbündeten Viperion, der sie über die komplexen Infrastrukturnetzwerke der Stadt informierte, begannen sie ihren Plan. Ladybug nutzte ihren Verstand und ihren Glücksbringer, um den Ort zu finden, an dem The Conductor sich versteckte, während Cat Noir seine akrobatischen Fähigkeiten einsetzte, um den Bösewicht im Auge zu behalten. Nachdem sie den geheimen Unterschlupf entdeckt hatten, stellten sie fest, dass The Conductor bereits dabei war, seine Viren zu aktivieren. Cat Noir stürmte los, um den Superschurken abzulenken, während Ladybug sich an den Kontrollsystemen zu schaffen machte. In einem dramatischen Showdown nutzte Ladybug ihren Kreisel, um die Viren zu neutralisieren, während Cat Noir gegen The Conductor kämpfte, der seine erschreckenden Kräfte zur Verdeutlichung seiner Bedrohung einsetzte. Mit vereinten Kräften gelang es ihnen, die Stadt zu retten und The Conductor unschädlich zu machen. Die New Yorker Bürger jubelten den beiden Helden zu und dankten ihnen aus tiefstem Herzen. Ladybug und Cat Noir verabschiedeten sich von ihren amerikanischen Freunden und versprachen, bald wiederzukommen. Diese Abenteuerreise hatte sie stärker gemacht und die Freundschaft zwischen den Helden gefestigt. Glücklich und stolz kehrten sie nach Paris zurück, bereit für neue Herausforderungen.